So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. In today's video, we are continuing the series of the Trading Every Player rebuilds. We only have 3 left after this one, and today it's going to be the Portland Trail Blazers. This is absolutely one of my favorite series. I'm sure many of you guys know that at this point. Once again, I just want to say thank you for all the support throughout this series so far. As I mentioned, we are coming to an end, unfortunately, but there's still plenty of more 2K content we have throughout the remainder of this season and into the summer. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'm sure many of you do know, but just in case you don't, the way this video and this series works, before year 1, I have to trade every single player on the roster. At no point in time may any of them come back, and the end goal is to obviously win a championship. So with the Portland Trail Blazers today, clearly we have our work cut out for us, as this roster is not incredibly talented. So hopefully we get lucky with some of the trades, and we'll go from there. As always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. As I just mentioned, we have 3 teams left in this series, and I'll read it to you guys right now. In the East, it is the Raptors and the Wizards. And in the West, it is just the Jazz. So 3 to go after this one. A little bit bittersweet. I love these videos so much. They are literally some of my favorite rebuilds to do. But we will find another series, and if you guys have any ideas, let me know down below in the comment section. So without further ado, man, the Portland Trail Blazers. Let's go try to get them a championship. After the blockbuster trade this summer that sent Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks, the Portland Trail Blazers have gone into a rebuild. They took Scoot Henderson with the 3rd overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft. He's had an interesting rookie season, to say the least. It has definitely not been the most impressive, but I understand, especially for point guards, it is a tough adjustment to the NBA. So we're not going to spend a ton of time on this roster. Clearly, there are some nice pieces. There's nobody here that's really, I don't know, moving me at the moment for this season. So I'm not necessarily super upset. I do like Anthony Simons. Malcolm Brogdon has actually been pretty decent for them. Again, we have to start the rebuild. So let's just get into some of these trades. I'm actually going to start out with Anthony Simons. Maybe combine him in a trade. I don't know if him and Shaedon Sharpe would net me a lot of offers. It's only 4. I don't really think 4 offers is enough, especially because if I just do Simons, I'll have many more. How about if I do Jabari Walker and Anthony Simons? Now we have 21. So a few more to choose from. Feels a little bit more fair. At least that's my take. That's the way we're going to go about it. And we'll stop here in 3, 2, and a 1. And we ended up with Tobias Harris and Kelly Oubre Jr. for Simons, Walker, and Thibault. So not my favorite trade in the world whatsoever, but you know what? It's the first one we're going to have, and it's a decent starting point. If I do Brogdon and Sharpe, how many? There's 12. Okay, I can live with 12 trade offers. That, I feel like, is a decent number. It's much better than 4, I'll tell you that. Stop. And that is Miles Turner and Obi Toppin here from the Indiana Pacers. So there's not some super young, promising prospect coming back, maybe like Shaedon Sharpe is, who... Is he out for the season? I know it's like maybe, 6 to 8 weeks, something like that. But Miles Turner has always been a super solid player. He's also a guy who at one point in time felt like he was going to get traded every single deadline. It just never happened. But we get him. I'm not happy to have him here. Jeremy Grant, how about him? And I like Rob Will a lot. He was one of my favorite Celtics while he was here, unfortunately. There's only 5. Unfortunately, he just really can't stay healthy. It's super sad. If I do Henderson and Grant, I only have 3 offers. Doesn't, again, really feel fair. We'll do Delano Banton and Jeremy Grant here, and then I have an idea for the next one. So continue to scroll on here, and we're going to stop and go one to the right this time, giving me Draymond Green and Kevon Looney, or it would have been Cason Wallace and Gordon Hayward. All right, I mean, yeah, Draymond Green at this point in his career doesn't really excite me too much. It is what it is, but we'll live and we'll learn. Rob Will, we'll do him and Scoot Henderson. Give me, okay, 7. Is 7 enough? I'm trying to find a contract to match up Henderson just because I know he's young and he's valuable and hopefully get like a decent player in return. But nobody here is really making a lot of money. And that's kind of unfortunate. So I think, yeah, we're good from here up. And then obviously, shit. How many offers do I have for just Henderson? We have 14. All right, we'll live with this. It's fine. Scoot Henderson will hopefully net me a really good player. We're going to stop right now, and we're actually going to go one to the left. Giving me Jonathan Kuminga and Klay Thompson, yet another trade with the Golden State Warriors. Or if I stopped here, I would have gotten Tyrese Maxey. That would have been fun. Tobias Harris, I didn't put him in the deal, but I'll allow it to go through. I understand. It is what it is. It's just Tobias Harris. I probably shouldn't trade, but who gives a shit at this point? Jonathan Kuminga, I'm very excited about having, though. He's definitely going to be a building block for me. All right, working on the rest of these guys. DeAndre Ayton is here. I have a question about DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton, his career has been very interesting, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. I'm just curious what your opinions are. He was obviously taken 1st overall in the 2018 NBA draft, and with Luka Doncic going 2 picks after him, obviously Marvin Bagley went 2nd in that draft. I don't want to say, I'm trying to word this correctly. It's not fair. I don't think it's fair to consider DeAndre Ayton a bust, because he's definitely not a bust. But maybe for first overall pick expectations, and also including the fact that Luka was 2 picks after, can you maybe consider him a little bit of a bust? I don't know, because he's not a bust. He's definitely not that. Like Marvin Bagley, bust. DeAndre Ayton is not a bust, but he's not like, he never lived up to the expectations. At least he hasn't yet, but he was really good for a little while. But I don't know, man. Stop, and it is with the Toronto Raptors. I don't love giving up draft picks and more big men. I feel like every time I do one of these rebuilds, I'm just always getting an egregious amount of big men in these deals. I don't know. That might just be me. I think we are good with the majority of these guys here. I think. Oh, no, Robert Williams. Forgot about Rob Will. I love me some Rob Will. For him, we have 25 offers. See if I can combine like him and Tumani Kamara. Probably butchering the pronunciation. We have 18 offers here, so we'll hopefully take one of these that ends up being pretty decent, get a nice player in return. And 3, 2, and a 1. And that is a first-round pick in Maxi Kleber. That first-round pick is via the Houston Rockets. Dallas Mavericks have it. I have no idea if it's actually going to be valuable, but it's an unprotected first. And whether you want to admit it or not, we're probably not going to be very good. So a first-round pick definitely could be helpful. So moving on, I think we are good pretty much from everybody up. So I think it's just Higgins and Rupert are kind of 2 of the younger guys I have left here. And I think it's just one more deal we're going to have to make after this. So stop Malachi Flynn and Tosan. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. I'm sorry. I'm dog shit with names. You all know that. Okay, I think it is just Murray and Brown left, I think. Is that everybody after? I think we would have gotten everybody. I'll double check after. But okay, 3, 2, and a 1. And it is Kobe Brown and Amir Coffey from the Los Angeles Clippers. Let me just confirm. Are we good pretty much everywhere else? I think we are. Oh boy, this backcourt's going to be interesting to say the least. We're clearly going to have to move around a lot of positions. I think we've gone ahead and made all the trades required. But yeah, there's a lot of moving around of some guys we're going to have to do right now. Before we go ahead and set the rotation, I'm just going to show you guys real quick. We are signing John Wall to a 1-year contract. Again, this is not something I love doing, but I don't really have any rules against it. And when my point guard depth is as bad as it actually is right now, it is something that we desperately need. And honestly, John Wall probably will start. So, John Wall, welcome to the team. Again, it's only going to be a 1-year deal. I don't want to use him as like a trade piece in the offseason, but the idea of having Malachi Flynn start for me for an entire season doesn't really get me too excited. I'm not going to lie to you. So, yeah, we're good. Let's set the rotation. All right, so we've gone ahead and finalized this rotation for year 1 here in Portland. It's interesting. I'll say that. I mean, there's nothing I really love here with this team. If it was like 2017, 2016, this backcourt would be absolutely elite. But no, it's not. It's 2024. So John Wall, Klay Thompson going to be my 1-2 punch in the backcourt. I moved Kuminga from the 4 to the 3. He actually goes up a couple overalls. He's 6'7". So yeah, I mean it makes sense for me to play him there. He's very good. I think he's going to be probably the best player on this team moving forward. Draymond Green going to be my starting power forward. Then Miles Turner is going to be my starting center. Bench unit's going to be led by Obi Toppin. I actually moved him to the backup small forward spot, so he'll be backing up Kuminga. Jakob Poeltl is my backup center. Kelly Olynyk is the backup 4. Kelly Oubre Jr. I moved from the backup 3 to the backup 2. We see a little bit of an overall decrease there. It's not too big of a deal. Yeah, Malachi Flynn rounds out the rotation. Unfortunately, a guy like Kevon Looney, I just don't need 3 centers, so he's not going to get any minutes. If I had a backup power forward spot available, even though he really can't shoot the ball, so I mean, it just didn't make any sense. Same thing can be said about Maxi Kleber. He's not a Trailblazer, is he? He's 27. I don't know. I'm not even going to go ahead and check. I don't care, to be honest with you. Our first round pick is actually not here. It is lottery protected, and I forget who somebody had it. It is a lottery protected first, though, so hopefully we're in the lottery. That's all I'll say. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. 26-56 is our record here at the end of the first regular season. Now, by no means is that great, but honestly, I think long run, kind of looking at the big picture, if you will, probably for the best that we weren't good. I think that's probably the best bet. Luka Doncic, MVP. The man is 0.1 rebounds off of averaging a triple-double. That would have been absolutely insane. It is still a mind-bogglingly good season anyways. Victor Wembanyama, Russell Westbrook, Victor Wembanyama again, Jalen Johnson, Damian Lillard, and Doc Rivers as your coach of the year. All right, man, let's get into it. Let's check out where we are in terms of the Western Conference. Clearly not the playoffs. We are actually the worst team in the West, and third worst team in all of basketball. So we'll have the number 1 odds at the number 1 overall pick because the bottom or I guess top 3 teams all do. You understand what I'm saying? 17 wins for the Wizards. Life comes at you fast. Okay, let's dive into some numbers right now. How did everybody play? Klay Thompson at 34 years old led us in scoring. Jonathan Kuminga, John Wall. I mean, good God, man. Have we turned back the clocks or what? Turner, Oubre, Toppin, Green, Olynyk, Pirtle, Malachi Flynn. Also, I checked. Duop Reith is technically on the Trailblazers, but he's on a two-way contract. That's why I didn't trade him. I don't trade away the two-way players. Just wanted to make sure you knew that I checked. Not that any of you probably give a shit. Miles Turner led us in boards, and then assist was Draymond Green. So let's just get through it. We'll finally have full control this offseason. Go ahead and do pretty much whatever we want. And I'm very much looking forward to that. It is a Clippers and a New York Knicks finals. Possibility in real life? Maybe. Paul George is your finals MVP. He wipes away the playoff P allegations, if you will. We're overriding LeBron James's retirement, as I pretty much do every single video after you guys kind of told me you wanted to see that a little bit more. Meaning there will be no Hall of Fame inductees this year, no jersey retirements. And yeah, I mean, this is a big moment for us. We are, as I mentioned, it's the Bulls who had to pick. What trade does that go back to? I'm trying to think of like a big deal between the Bulls and the Trailblazers. I can't. We are also apparently projected number 7 via Houston and number 12 via Golden State. I know we have the Warriors pick. I don't know if we have the Houston Rockets pick. I have no idea. Honestly, let's just see what happens. Let's just do that. All right, so we stick at 3. That's actually, I'm fine with that. That Rockets pick is, I don't know. We have the Warriors pick at 12, and, oh no, we have 7. Wait. Okay, wait a minute. Our pick was projected 3, and it says our original pick is at 7. So our original pick fell down, and the other one from Houston went up. Okay. So that's awesome. 3 lottery picks is a fantastic kind of off-season adjustment, if you will. Chauncey Billups is the head coach here, and not my favorite coach in the world, but he'll do for now. We're definitely going to put ahead a more competitive roster kind of heading into this offseason. So 3, 7, and 12 is obviously fantastic. Oh, wait, you know what it is? That's where that Rockets pick came from. It was from the trade with Robert Williams. Wow, that ended up at number 3. No, don't get me wrong. I love you, Rob Will, but number 3 overall for you? Yeah, I'm doing that pretty much 10 times out of 10. So some decisions to make. Obviously, I don't need all of these draft picks, so I will move a few of them. And yeah, let's see what we can come up with. I'm working on a deal right now with the Toronto Raptors and seeing if there's a way for us to acquire Scotty Barnes. Now, I'm trying to do it without giving up the 12th overall pick as well. That would be ideal. I don't think I'm going to be able to include any more players just because Barnes makes so little and, you know, Draymond makes a lot. Like, you don't have money for Oh, my God, you do? Okay, hang on a minute. Any other players? Yeah, a lot of our guys are free agents. Like, you have any interest in Amir? Oh, my God. That's insane. Okay, so we do trade away the 7th overall pick, but we still have 3. We still have 12, and now we have Scotty Barnes here as well, who will likely be my power forward, kind of moving forward, if you will. I'm very excited about that. He's not a guy I'm able to trade for a lot. He's an emerging star, all-star this year in real life. I'm very happy to have him here. I'm surprised that we were able to get him. I don't want to say easily, but it felt kind of easy. I don't know. All right, so 3rd overall pick. I'm going to stick with it and just see who's available there. Just see who goes ahead of this. It is Sar and Riziker. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. So we'll have some options. Obviously, addressing the point guard spot it's very big. I mean, right now, John Wall is not going to be an option for us moving forward. I think Isaiah Collier makes a lot of sense for us at a USC, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, he is. Other guys, I mean, Holland's here, Cassell's here, Buzelis is here. But for me, I think Collier makes the most sense. He's the highest overall, highest ranked. He's going to be my guy. So welcome to the team. Still the 12th overall pick as well. Could potentially get a rotation piece. Oh my God, Matas Buzelis is here? Yeah, I'm taking him. I'm sorry. He always develops super well. These feel like just 2 home run draft picks there for us. So welcome to the team, both of you. I'm super excited about that. We look at team player options. We have none. I know Klay Thompson is a free agent for us. Malachi Flynn, not for nearly $6 million. Obi Toppin is definitely somebody I'd like to qualify, even if it is pushing $10 million. Okay. Free agency. We have Flynn, we have Thompson. Now, I'm not just going to let Klay Thompson walk out the door for nothing, but I'm also going to tell you right now he's not going to be back here next year, especially as a starter. So, first and foremost, I'm going to go change Matas Buzelis' name from Matt. I don't know why the draft class does this. It's very strange, so I'll see you guys whatever my next move is. We're here in free agency, and I'm noticing something. Nicholas Claxton, for whatever reason, is an unrestricted free agent. Why is that, right? Shouldn't he be restricted? I don't know, but he does have 6 offers. We look at one, really kind of the only real one. Maybe I guess you can count the Magic, but $153 million offer from the Brooklyn Nets. We have money. I think we can beat that. I'm just curious. 153 divided by 5 is about $30.5 million a year. We can definitely beat that contract offer. So now I know we might run into a bit of a tricky situation, given the fact that Klay Thompson's kind of cap hold qualifying offer, if you will, is going to be insane. But I don't mind letting Klay Thompson go if it means to get Claxton. Now, I know we have Miles Turner. Miles Turner is great, don't get me wrong, but Claxton a little bit younger, maybe a little bit more potential. I don't know. He's also not a guy I get a lot. So would Claxton have any interest in coming here? I mean, the guy's unrestricted, which you just really don't see. I mean, I wish Tyrese Maxey could be unrestricted. I'd love to add him to this team. But yeah, ultimately, if I have to renounce Klay, I will. Yeah, $64 million is not, unfortunately, going to be something that's feasible for us. So if I let Flynn go, if I let everybody else go, do I have the money to maybe hold on to Obi Toppin? I do. So Claxton, welcome to the team. Super excited to have him here. Now, Klay Thompson is unfortunately going to leave, but ultimately it's not the end of the world for me. So very excited to bring in Nick Claxton here. Again, he's just not a guy I really get a lot. That's really kind of the main reason why I was looking to do so. Now, Obi Toppin does have 6 offers. About $36 million here. So we're going to actually beat that. And then what I'm going to do here real quick is I'm just not going to match it. I'm not going to renounce. We're going to bring in Claxton. We have not renounced the rights on Oubre or Toppin. Everybody else is free to leave. Now we're going to bring in Nick Claxton. And now I'm going to go ahead and make some sort of trade and find myself a starting shooting guard. It's a little funny kind of how we've come full circle here. We're making a trade with the Miami Heat and we are acquiring Tyler Hero. Now, I'm sure many of you are aware, Damian Lillard's initial trade request, he wanted to go to Miami, and Tyler Hero in all likelihood was going to be in any sort of package. Now, would Hero have gone to Portland? Would it have been a 3-team deal? Whatever the situation would have been, obviously it never ended up happening, but it's kind of funny, the Portland Trailblazers, the Miami Heat kind of pulling off a blockbuster. A little bit different scale, but nonetheless kind of funny. So we get our starting shooting guard, Collier and Tyler Hero going to be our new backcourt. Still have Kuminga here at the 3. Barnes is going to take over at the starting 4. And then at the center spot, we're good with Claxton and Pirtle. So now it's just working on the bench. I definitely want to make sure I get Toppin back. He's restricted. I'll be able to match whatever he gets. So let's do this. And then just actually let him accept the offer. Let's match the contract offer. And now we kind of take a full look here at what the team looks like. So we're good there. And then is there a possibility? Yeah, so it unfortunately doesn't look like we're going to be able to bring back. Oh, wait, he's gone. Kelly Oubre, he's gone. Okay, I don't have Malik Monk money, do I? No, I don't. Okay, so now we're hurting a little bit in our backcourt especially. Now, I know a guy like Kobe Brown, Orlando Robinson can maybe be moved to get me one of the backup spots. I am just curious, though. If I move these two, is there any sort of, like a guy like Javon Carter, and I get a draft pick? It's not the worst thing in the world. Javon Carter, pretty solid defensively. Yeah, you know what? I think that's the deal I'm going to take. So we have our backup point guard here in Javon Carter. Very excited to bring him in, backing up Isaiah Collier. And now we just need to find ourselves a backup shooting guard because we're pretty much good everywhere else. So I think for a year, Gary Harris wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Would I bring in Josh Richardson as well? I think I would. You know what? I'll give Josh Richardson a 2-year deal. Now, I know he's listed as a point guard, but I think that overall may actually jump a few if you move him to the shooting guard spot. I feel like he's more traditionally a shooting guard anyways, so it's probably only going to be for a 1-year stop anyways. We are all set. This team has kind of revamped itself, revitalized itself. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. After a pretty crazy offseason with a lot of moving pieces, we are finally ready to start year 2 here in Portland. Now, something to note, we do not have our first round pick this year, so no reason to be bad. Not that I'm projecting us to be bad, but I'm just saying that kind of did play into my mind when I went ahead and made the moves that I did, ultimately landing us with this really fun team. So Isaiah Collier, Tyler Hero going to be our new backcourt. Jonathan Kuminga remains our starting small forward. Bringing an entirely new front court here with Scotty Barnes and Nick Claxton. I'm sure I'm going to have some people getting a little upset saying, you know, why do you move Miles Turner to get Nick Claxton? It doesn't feel like the biggest upgrade in the world, and maybe you don't see it that way. But Nick Claxton's not a guy I'm able to get a lot, so that's kind of why I did it, if I didn't already explain that. Obi Toppin will be my 6th man off the bench, backing up Jonathan Kuminga, Jakob Poeltl in here, really solid backup center option. Matas Buzela, so we took with, what, the 12th overall pick? My backup power forward, Josh Richardson in here, and then Javon Carter rounding out our 10-man rotation. So, you know, I think this team's in a really good spot right now. Are we top-tier Western Conference contenders? You know, I don't know if we're quite there yet, but this team is definitely moving in the right direction. I'll say that. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. Just a beautiful second season for us here in Portland as we go 58-24 throughout the regular season. By far our best record yet. Maybe a little bit of noise come postseason time. It is yet another MVP for Luka Doncic. Isaiah Collier does win a Rookie of the Year for us. Almost 20 points a game, 1.5 boards, 7.5 assists, 1.5 steals. Really love to see it, really do. Cam Thomas, 6th man of the year. He is a Brooklyn net. Victor Wembanyama, another defensive player of the year. Tyrese Maxey, most improved. Anthony Edwards, your clutch player of the year. Mark Daigneault, head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder, does take home coach of the year as they get the 1 seed and likely the best record in all of basketball. But we are the 2 seed, which, again, absolutely fantastic to see. It was the 3rd best record in the league. And we are trending definitely in the right direction. So, you know, are we fully there yet? Ready for a playoff run where we consider ourselves a true contender? Now, I don't know that for a fact, but We're going to find out. Looking at these numbers, everything kind of looks pretty good. It's always great to get a Rookie of the Year, especially when your team's contending. That's just like the cherry on top. It really is. We have the Memphis Grizzlies here in the first round. You got John Morant, Desmond Bane, Vince Williams Jr., Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Smith now here as their starting center. You got Smart off the bench. Zach Collins, interesting addition. Santi Aldama. Okay, I think this team's beatable. I'll say right now, I think they do have the best player in the series in John Morant, but I think overall-wise, we are a better team, and we go out and prove that as we win in 5 games. Moving on to the Denver Nuggets, the team that is, they've won a championship. They are battle-tested, and similar to the first round, they definitely have the best player in the series here with Nikola Jokic. So let's go through it. Can we get this done? We're up 2-0, so good start. They do win Game 3. We win 4, and they're fighting back a little bit. Oh, son of a bitch. I can tell. I can feel when it's coming. That's a little suspicious. I can tell when it's going to happen, and it's shitty that I can do that, but I've played so much fucking 2K. I can literally tell at this point. Sixers go on to win it all. Joel Embiid, your finals MVP. All right, so as disappointing as it was to blow I can't override LeBron James' retirement again. As disappointing as it is to blow a 3-1 lead in the West semis, I think I'll confidently say I felt like that team kind of overachieved a little bit, right? And I don't know if we should have been there. I think once you're there, you probably should be. You kind of proved to yourself, but it is unfortunate, but it's a learning curve for us, and we got a lot of work ahead. So we have to decide on this roster, probably make a couple more moves. In terms of Chauncey Billups, it's tough because, we're heading into what has to be a championship or bust season. And again, I don't really think he's the greatest coach in basketball. I don't know if he's a championship level head coach. But I'm going to keep him because I think we overachieved last season. And although we blew a 3-1 lead, shit happens. I'll say that. So I'll keep Chauncey. Hopefully my decision does not come back and bite me in the ass. We are not drafting anybody this year. Javon Carter accepts his nearly $7 million player option. Qualifying Kuminga and Barnes are going to be huge for us. I mean, I got to go out and get those guys back. Do we have anybody else? Doesn't really look like anybody else major anyways. So I'm just going to give both these guys contracts. Hopefully we can kind of call it a day. And now we have to probably make a few moves on the bench because, again, Javon Carter accepted his player option. I don't think he's probably good enough. I think we're probably going to see some regression there, and I think I can maybe say the same thing about Richardson. So just looking at options for backup guards here, guy like Trey Jones actually could be a really good option to bring him in. Shooting guard spot, I don't really hate any of these options. I think Melton or Isaiah Joe could be fine. Actually, I really do like Isaiah Joe. It's a good shooting guard option. But I prefer Trey Jones or Isaiah Joe. Honestly, I don't know. 8, 2.5, and 4 versus 10. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to say it's like a lateral move. Clearly, we need an upgrade in the backcourt, especially the backups. So there's really nothing here is going to change. You know what? I'll just bring in Trey Jones. Why the hell not? I think it's easier to typically find shooting guards, in the trade finder. Okay, cool. So we have our new backup point guard here in Jones. Now we're going to find ourselves a new backup shooting guard. We're going to hit up the Detroit Pistons, see if they'd be willing to trade me Quentin Grimes. Josh Richardson and Javon Carter is my offer. I have a bunch of draft picks that clearly I can't take with me, so it only does take one. But we get our upgrade there at our backup shooting guard spot. So I'm super excited about this team. In terms of a major move, I mean, there's really nothing here. I mean, you can maybe theoretically say I could need an upgrade for Kuminga or Collier just in terms of overall, but I think they're both playing really well for us. And again, another year of development, some additions on the bench are definitely going to help this team out. So we're standing pat in that regard. That is it, though. I will see you guys at the start of the third and final regular season. Last season was absolutely fantastic for us until we blew the 3-1 lead. This season, we are ready to go. I think seeing some development, of course, is always nice, especially with a guy like Scotty Barnes. He's up to a 90 overall now. It's just great to see. So Collier's even going up in overalls. We're on the right trajectory, and I think this team is good enough. I think this team is deep enough, and hopefully a guy like Chauncey Billups can lead us to the promised land and a championship here in our final regular season because that's what we play for. Isaiah Collier, Tyler Hero, Jonathan Kuminga, Scotty Barnes, Nick Claxton remains our starting 5. Quentin Grimes actually going to take over as my 6th man off the bench. Jakob Poeltl follows him. Still got Obi Toppin here, Matas Buzelis, and Trey Jones. So deep team, quality depth. Of course, you guys know I love it. And this is it heading into the final year. So hope this team doesn't let me down. I'll see you guys at the end of the final regular season. 72-10. That is our record here at the end of the third and final regular season. And although that it's great, it's tying the second best record in NBA history. I don't care. It is time to win a championship. That's all we're here to do. Let's go do it. Nikola Jokic, that's what, a third career MVP? I don't know. Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year. Carlton Carrington, that is a mouthful. 6th Man of the Year. Let's just rename the award at this point, right? Jose Alvarado, Most Improved. Cade Cunningham is a Brooklyn Net, and he is your Clutch Player of the Year. And Chauncey does win a Coach of the Year. So let's go out and prove that we have the best record in the league for a reason, and we are ready to hopefully go out and dominate the playoffs. I mean, it's just, that's what we got to do. So here's a look at the numbers. 3 guys over 21, almost 22 points a game is fantastic to see. Everything looking good. Rebound's going to be Claxton, and assist was Collier. So who do we have round 1? It is us in the San Antonio Spurs. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, Victor Wembanyama, and the rest of the Spurs. Young, up-and-coming, just were much better. I would say that. Okay, Thunder, they're always a ginormous fucking pain in the ass. SGA and Chet Holmgren are a fantastic duo. I have no idea, respectfully, why Lou Dort is starting over OG Anunoby, or even Kaysen Wallace for that point. Look, they're both good, but OG Anunoby is better. Again, I think, yeah, thanks. Okay, 3-1, and... Okay. All right, the team that beat us last year, the Denver Nuggets, they just had Nikola Jokic win yet another MVP, and they are still very good, whether they're a 6 seed or a 2 seed. It does not really matter. They are tough. There's no easy... Okay, maybe it is. Okay, 3-1. Do not blow it. Okay, thank you. It is Scotty Barnes, your Western Conference Finals MVP, where you're taking on Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers here, who won it all last year. Oh, I forgot what? Huh? What? How is Jimmy Butler back in Philadelphia? He doesn't hit free agency. What? How? Fucking god damn it. Can I see the trades? I'm just curious. No, I can't. I'm sorry, what? Huh? What? I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit confused because unless my eyes here are, unless these are deceiving me, $2 million for Jimmy Butler. What in the name of 2K16 is that bullshit, right? Also, when did his contract expire? I didn't think he hit free agency. You know what? Let's just go out and fucking beat him. I don't really care. We're up 3. That is so ridiculous. Like, I have absolutely no problem. Well, I do have a problem. But if 2K wants, if they want to go out here and allow the same bullshit that took place back in like 2K16, where you could sign veteran players who are clearly just ring chasing at this point to like minimum contracts, but they're still good, let everybody do it. Don't just let the CPU do it. Okay? I don't want anybody to do it, but if you're going to let somebody do it, let everybody do it. Let's hop in and beat this super team. Here in Philadelphia, on the verge of a sweep. Big speech for nothing, because again, this obviously ended up not being nearly as stressful as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I mean, I stand by my point. I mean, this used to be, if you guys remember way back in the day, like 2K16, maybe even 2K17 for a bit, you know, there was some like glitch, if you will, that players who were just a little bit older, like it even happened with LeBron. I'm not saying LeBron's ring chasing. I'm just saying as an example, you would be able to basically sign them to like very, very cheap contracts, but they were still good. They were just a little bit older. So I find this a little bit hard to believe that all of a sudden this is making a return, this same bullshit that we had to deal with for a couple of years. I don't know why it's a thing, but at least back then I was able to do it too. That's my one problem with it. I don't want anybody else to be able to do it if I can't. Because, like, I understand that, like, later in their career, like, players who were really good at one point in time will take minimum contracts and try to ring chase. I get that. But Jimmy Butler still being a 91 overall and probably still averaging 20 points a game is not grounds for a $2 million a year contract. He should still be getting paid like a regular player who is still that good. That's just my take on it anyway. So I'll stop bitching about it. This team was fun. I had a lot of fun with this team. I was actually surprised. Things kind of came together really well after we had some trades to kind of kick off this video that maybe definitely weren't my favorite moves in the world. So I was pleasantly surprised about the way this kind of, that's a bad pass, about the way this video played out. And yeah, we're going to be getting a championship here in our final regular season. So let's just go ahead and we'll do one more final offensive possession. This game is pretty much clearly out of reach at this point. Our old friend Anthony Simons over there on the other team is sad to see. I wish we could have got a championship with him, but we're not going to. This will be it, though. Let's get a screen from Claxton. Let's get a little pick and roll action going. Claxton, oh my God, good night. A clean sweep of the Philadelphia 76ers gives us our first and only championship of this video. Scotty Barnes was absolutely fantastic. Oh my God, nearly 60% from 3. He is your finals MVP. So what a way to wrap this one up. This team was fun. We got some guys I don't typically get, like Scotty Barnes is not a guy I get a lot. I don't get Claxton or Kuminga a lot, so I really like kind of the way this video went. This was a super fun team, and I'm very happy we won a championship. So, as I mentioned, we have 3 teams left. got to get through it, man. It's very sad that this series is coming to an end, but it's always a blast. I really enjoy it. So I've been doing this for a few years now. This series, I've been doing YouTube a little bit longer, but it's fun. It's probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite series that I do every year. So always looking for new ideas. So anything you guys got, let me know down below in the comment section. But that is it for me. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.